Hello everyone and welcome on back in. Today I've got a little bit of Magicka Necromancer for you. Now this is a little bit of older footage. This is from the no proc meta from last patch, but there has been a pretty big change that affects Necromancer a lot in PvP, and that happened about a patch ago. ZeniMax has changed synergies so they are now independent of the global skill cooldown. Basically what that means is that you can use synergies at the same time that you use other abilities on your character. So for most classes, that doesn't really mean a lot. However, Necromancer is the only class in the game that has the ability to use one of its own synergies, and that is the Avid Boneyard synergy, which, with some harmony traits on, can deal quite a lot of damage. And this gives Necromancer, well, the ability to have one of the most powerful AoE bombs that you could possibly have in the game. And there you guys can see it. We dropped the bomb on two players there, and we just nuked them from full health to 0. And that combo is incredibly hard to avoid. The Blast Bones is going to come flying in, the Dawnbreaker for the stun, and then you throw down the Boneyard synergy, and it is almost impossible to avoid that synergy after someone's hit you with the Dawnbreaker. So it just gives us not only a really powerful AoE combo, but one that if we catch someone with, they are not going to be able to avoid it. So this is a really, really cool thing for Necromancer. I have not played a lot of Magicka Necromancer since its release, and I had an absolute blast playing some Mag Necro during that no proc meta. So let's jump right into that PvP commentary. As you guys can see, the yellow players did manage to res one of the dead. I believe one of them released, and we're still just kiting around the inside of the tower here, just kind of dropping Blast Bones on everybody that we can, getting that heavy attack off to get a little bit more stamina because we are rolling a lot. You can tell that I'm a stamina build main, can't you guys? And the yellow players come charging around the corner. I throw down the big synergy, the Blast Bones hits, and we use the synergy as soon as we throw the graveyard down. Again, you can cancel that synergy ability almost instantly, so it makes it very, very easy to land it on someone if they're right next to you. And unfortunately unable to get the damage there. We just do a little more kiting, throw down the Dawnbreaker, there comes Blast Bones in, and the synergy as well. I was actually a little late on the synergy there, but we still managed to get the kill without it, and I don't activate the synergy, just kind of waiting for our next opportunity to get that bomb, and that way we don't have it on cooldown there. And it looks like that one yellow player has released as well, and we just keep kiting around the inside here and keeping those heals and those buffs up. That Magicka heal over time, the Intensive Mender, is really, really strong on the Necromancer too, and it just allows us to take quite a lot of abuse while remaining fairly offensive here. And you can see there's not a lot of yellow players left. It looks like just this last guy here. He's trying to just roll away. Just keep feeding him the scythe there. The Nightblade pops his head out of stealth. We see him on the side. Block his attack with our Frost Staff. There we see the Dawnbreaker, and I missed the synergy. He actually jumps in the air as we stun him, so he jumps out of the range of the AoE, but the Blast Bones and the Scythe are still enough to kill him, even without that big extra smack. The Nightblade goes down, and now we're left with our final opponent in the tower. And yeah, I gotta say, man, Magicka Necromancer is a lot of fun. And this has been really cool to play around with that. The Magicka Necromancer Blast Bones actually can do quite a lot of damage too, because they can get up to a 50% damage bonus based on the distance they have to travel. So Mag Necro uniquely can put out some really, really huge AoE damage without even having to use an ultimate. And here you can see we got a lot of yellow on us. The enemy Nightblade jumping on us from stealth. Our armor buff actually pulls him in. I drop the Dawnbreaker on him. Go for this synergy. The Blast Bones hits as well. He actually blocks that synergy. It still hits him for 6k damage through block. And the Nightblade goes down, and we're just going to reset the buffs and continue to engage with these guys. Now, something that I really liked about the Magicka Necromancer was it had quite a unique ability as well to kind of hold its own ground. And this wasn't something that I really experienced until I started using the Harmony build. First of all, people don't want to jump in your circles because they're very afraid of how much damage the Harmony synergy can do. So even if you're not putting down, or when I'm not putting down the Graveyard Circle, instead I put down the Fear Totem, people kind of avoid it like the plague, so it gives me the ability to just kind of camp my totem safely. And then, of course, the Pulsing Fear from the totem is really, really good if you want to camp a spot, because when people jump on top of you, they'll just get themselves stunned. And here you can see the Mag Necro with a little bit of kite work around here, does a great job staying alive, even when we've got a lot of enemy archers on top of us too. And we're just trying to look for a combo. There you see a great connection with the Blast Bones. The enemy Templar's Javelin knocking us back there at the last moment. We're unable to get what we want. Throw down the Fear Totem in the middle of the rocks here and just keep our heals up, purging off those negative effects. And none of the players want to come close to that. We get go for the Dawnbreaker combo. We end up not hitting the Donnie, but I land the synergy on him. The Blast Bones comes in from the side, and that enemy player goes down to that, and we're just going to try to push a little bit more forward here. The stuns from the guards are really annoying. On top of it, there's an enemy Templar using the Aurora Javelin on me every second cast, so we get stunned like crazy in this fight. It makes it very hard to push into these yellow with the guards next to them and behind them as well. So I'm just being a little patient here. They're just lobbing arrows at me. We can easily soak those up, heal them away with a resistant flesh. And now we try to go for a combo on this guy here. He does a good job holding blocking the whole combo. That is how you actually want to defend against this big AoE burst combo. All of it is blockable damage. So if you block the whole thing, that's the best way to do it. And here you can see I'm getting a little impatient, just kind of giving them a little bit of a razz there, hoping that they will push out from the keep. And it worked. They came out. They came on top of my location here. We throw down this synergy, and there's a beautiful Blast Bone synergy combo on that player into the Scythe, and he goes down. And we're just going to reset our buffs here. The yellow, again, retreating back towards the guards. And yeah, normally I wouldn't be so provocative, but these yellow, man, they were camping this spot for quite some time. I actually cut out about half of this fight because a lot of it was just these yellows sitting on the guards, shooting arrows at me, and refusing to push into the solo player with NPC support. Anyway, we go for the pressure on top of that next player there. The enemy Templar right away hitting us with that stun. We hold block to soak up the incoming meteor. We're just going to go for a couple resistant fleshes, keeping up our healer as well, and you can see we're able to out-heal that damage fairly quickly. And now the enemy player's actually pushing on top of us. Sometimes the best way to coax people out of a position like that is just to let your health drop, because they'll get a lot more aggressive trying to kill you. Definitely a little bit of a risky strat, but, you know, if they're just going to camp the guards, it's something that you can at least do. And here you can see as soon as I go around the corner, they're just waiting with the stuns, the alt dump as well. It looks like there's someone in stealth looking for us here too. We just keep feeding these guys Blast Bones, trying to open up that combo. But I do think that we've killed enough of the yellow players now that they are really, really content on camping next to the keep here with all the guards. The body block from the guards can be annoying, but thank God that we have so much AoE. It makes it a lot easier to still hit the target that we want to hit. And I'm just going to keep giving these guys some Blast Bones. Just look for my opportunity. They are playing real safe, though, so we're probably going to have to push into a dangerous position if we want to get any more kills here. You can see right away I just get surrounded by the NPCs, and they just body block me from moving. That's really awesome, so we're forced to roll out of that. That's probably the most annoying thing about dealing with this. The enemy player here, he goes for his bow ultimate. We're going to go for a few dodge rolls just to deal with the damage from that. And jump on top of this enemy Templar. We go for this synergy as well. There's the big explosion. We almost kill him. The enemy Templar there that hits us with the Javelin just managing to heal his friendly player in time. So we're just going to loop back around, reset our buffs, and just keep pressuring these guys with Blast Bones. One of the best ways to play a Magicka, or just a Necro in general, I think, is to make sure that you're always covering people with your Blast Bones, keeping that consistent pressure up. And there you guys go. I'm going to let you watch the rest of the clip here as we keep skirmishing with these guys. And I am going to be honest, I do have a Magicka Necromancer build that I want to share for the new patch. But before we do that, there was some big news that I learned about. The synergy scaling will actually scale off of your highest defensive stats, so you can play this build on a Stamina Necromancer as well. So I'm thinking you guys will probably see the Stamina Necromancer from me first. Either way, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to send in clips for the top 5, or if you want to send in a build to be featured on the channel, you guys can send that to KristoferESO@hotmail.com. Give me a follow on Twitch if you guys want to catch that live gameplay, and give me a follow on Twitter if you guys want to keep up to date with me. Of course, check out my website, KristoferESO.com, if you guys want to find written guides to my builds. as well as a hub for all my content. We are sponsored by What the Fast. They're a VPN for gamers, and they can give you better ping to your favorite games, and they're free to try for the first month. Link down below for you guys. And then last but certainly not least, a massive thank you and shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. Without you guys, I couldn't do this job, so thank you so much, everybody, for supporting. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great night, everyone.